when you took the fight with Conor, he was supposed to fight Aldo. Aldo and him, that was the big buildup. They'd done everything. And then all of a sudden Aldo pulled out. And it was only about 2 weeks that there was between the moment when he pulled out and when that fight was supposed to take place. And you jumped in and you took it. What was your thought process in taking that fight? And how much did you guys, how long did it actually take you to say, yeah, I'll take it when it came down to it?
Yeah, so I had just fought Aldo that second fight a few months before that. And that was hands down the hardest fight of my life. Like, I pissed blood that night when I got back to the hotel. Like, my body hurt from head to toe. My hands hurt, my ribs hurt, my arms hurt, my knees, my legs, my feet. Like, I could barely walk. It was just like, we got back to the hotel that after media and everything, and the sun was coming up in our hotel right when we walked in the door. And it's just like, dude, that was a hell of a night. But it's like, so I was still trying to recover. I wasn't in the gym, just letting my body kind of recover from that for a month or two. And then that's when I was really focusing on fins and feathers and still trying to grow all that. So letting my body heal, trying to grow this brand, not really doing like championship fight training at that time. And I get a call like, hey, Aldo's out. Will you fill in? It's like, dude, we're 10 days out from this fight. I got to cut like 25 pounds and I'm not in fight shape.
Yeah.
So, it was one of those things I went back and forth on, but, obviously it was big money at the time, the biggest money that I'd ever made in any fight. And it was for a title. So it's like, who knows? Maybe I go out there and catch him with an overhand right and put him to sleep. And now I'm the champ. So it's like, how do you turn that down? And so I don't know, maybe a day or two, probably not even that. It was probably a day. We slept on it. And then I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do this. So ended up taking a fight, jumped right into training as hard as I could. First day of sparring, I got a southpaw, a tall southpaw. It's Mike Malott, who now fights in the UFC. And, standing there, I throw an inside leg kick. He checks it and I catch it right on top of my foot and I ended up fracturing my foot. And I'm just dropped to the ground. So if you guys ever watched the lead up to that fight that the UFC filmed and everything, I'm doing all swimming workouts, basically. Swimming, and it's because I couldn't walk on my foot. I'm just trying to do anything to work out to try to lose this weight and try to get some type of cardio built before. So for about 5 or 6 days of that 10 days, I couldn't barely even walk. And I was just popping tons of ibuprofen. After a while, I could finally start moving on it a little bit, started getting into motion and movement type stuff. Ended up cutting the weight and showed up to fight. But I had about a round and a half of gas in my tank. And then, it was just, that's pretty much it, which sucks. You asked if I had any regrets. If I did have any, I just wish that I could, not even a regret, but if there was a redo on anything, I wish I could have that fight over, man. That's a fight at that time. If I had a full training camp, I know that would have been a fight I would have won.
Yeah, if you look at the way you fought him and look at the way the first round went and just realizing how he tends to slow down when he has to wrestle, and your ability to control people from the top position and the amount of damage you did in that first round was just nasty in terms of you knew that there was no way he was getting up, and you see now where he's at now. I could see why you would want that fight back.
Yeah. And I think he's gotten a lot better at getting off the bottom, but at that time in his career, he was okay. He was close guard. To me, at that time in my career, that was an easy fight. I loved when I would take a dude down and he would just hold. I'm like, all right, I'm just
put me right where I want to be.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to try to get up. I don't need to try to fight to hold you down too much. I'm going to just stay on you this whole round. Those are easy fights to me, and it's just, I just wish I had more gas. I think I would have been able to do that the whole fight, but it is what it is. But I think if there was any fight that I could redo, that and the Frankie fight, I do want that one over, man. That was one I trained really hard for and knew that I could beat. It's the type of guy I knew I could beat, but just got me that night. So
100% agree. Okay.